Welcome to Welcome Home Doggy, a show that works to create a better quality of life for all dogs. I'm your host, Ariana Lasha, and today's guest, Leann Breedlove, is the store manager at Hollywood Feed at the Roswell Marketplace location. So stay with us. We'll be right back. And we're back. Hi, Leann. Thanks for joining us today. And I want to introduce a very special guest. This is my co-host, Chico. He's my new puppy, which is great because Leann has a lot of great things and information to tell us about puppies. Yes. We call him Chico Bear because he looks like a little bear cub from the back. But anyway, we just want to say thanks for having us here today. And
thank you for coming to the store.
Absolutely. I know that you have a great love for dogs. So why don't you go ahead and tell us how your love of animals led you to your position here at Hollywood Feed?
Well, I was looking for a job after one of my, the other stores that I worked at closed in the mall, and found Hollywood Feed, and I had shopped at Hollywood Feed a couple of times just for a few things. It was years ago, so there were only a few stores in the Atlanta area. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, that would be the best place for me to work. I was volunteering with a rescue group. I had adopted dogs, and I've had lots of different dogs throughout my life, so I thought this might be a really good place for me to be, and it's turned out to be fantastic. So.
I mean, obviously the store is amazing. So we're seeing Hollywood Feed pop up all over the Southeast. So approximately how many locations are there?
We have over 100 locations in the company, and in the Atlanta area alone, we have about 20, and most of the stores are in the Southeast. We have a store in Indiana, we have a couple, I think, in Ohio, some in Florida. Most of them are in Texas. The Atlanta area is a big part of Hollywood Feed, and Memphis area of Tennessee, Alabama, and the Carolinas. That's where we're mainly located. We do have a website though, so if someone who doesn't live near a Hollywood Feed wants to order, they can go right on the website, and we ship that from the warehouse to them. So.
Okay. What is making Hollywood Feed so different from other big named pet stores?
Sure. I think part of it is a good selection of quality products. Everything that we sell is going to be natural. We have a holistic approach to your pet, which just means that we care about what food they eat, and then make sure what treats they eat kind of go with the health of what food they eat. Toys that are appropriate for the pet's size or breed. We try to look at the whole picture of things and put everything together for you. And that, I think, is one of the big differences that we have. When you walk into a Hollywood Feed, someone is there to talk to you and answer your questions and help you. And sometimes I know that can be hard to find in a big store, so. Makes a difference here.
And along with that, like really catering to pets, catering to pet parents, you guys offer a lot of programs, Hollywood Feed, for pets and their parents. Let's talk about some of those.
We do. We have, it started off with our own training in our own company. All of the employees go through something called Hollywood Feed University when they start work. And that is a 3-day program where they're sitting and watching basically a live interaction with someone from our corporate office. It used to be in person, now it's video classes basically, where they learn about the things that we sell, how to talk about customer service, all the different things that involve Hollywood Feed. They decided to open that up to our customers and have that be something that the public can join in on, and we do master classes for the public now, in addition to our own training that we still do as employees. So the master classes will have different topics. We have about 1 or 2 a month usually, and maybe it's a veterinarian that is talking about allergies in dogs. Maybe it's a trainer that's talking about how to work with your dog if your dog has separation anxiety. There's all different little topics, and the neat thing about it is there's live Q&A. So as the presenter is presenting the topic, the people watching can send in questions, and then at the end of it there's a 30-minute portion of the class where the presenter will answer those questions. And then there's an email follow-up too for anything that they can't cover. So it's really nice to be able to, and they're free. I should say that they're too, that's important. They're free for anybody who wants to join in. And there's a lot of really good things that they cover and really helpful things for pet owners.
And that's awesome, because genuinely when you think of classes at a pet store, you're thinking like your pet is getting training, but now it's like, okay, you know, the owner can get some training now.
Yes, the owner is getting the training in our
awesome.
classes, which is really, really different and neat. So,
besides being free, what are some other like main benefits that you can get from these classes?
I think mainly it's just, you might have a question that you don't feel like you need to make a vet visit for, or you don't maybe need to hire a trainer, but you're just thinking, what do some other people do, or what are some options, what are some things that can possibly help me? And I think also, in addition to that, just learning more about pets in general. If you're curious about pets, dogs or cats, and you just want to learn more about them, it's just a good, fun thing to do that you can just learn from. So I think that's the main draw to them, is people who have specific questions or someone who just wants to learn more about animals.
That's awesome. And so I know you mentioned cats. Here at Welcome Home Doggy, we're mostly about dogs,
right.
But you guys offer those classes for cat parents as well.
Yes, we do. We did actually have a cat specific. There's some cat specific ones on nutrition. We did a cat, actually like a cat, I guess you wouldn't really call it training, but more along the lines of behavior. Cats who are anxious, or cats who, don't drink enough water, or just different behaviors that cats have. So there are specific ones for cats, specific ones for dogs, and sometimes it's just for the animals in general. If it's something about nutrition, for example, they may do dogs and a section for the cats also. So.
Okay. So tell us specifically about like maybe a dog class that touches on behavior, because I know we're having some behavior issues right now, obviously with a puppy, but I mean, people want to know about that. So talk to us about
there was a class, we had a master class on training, and the person who was, it's a certified trainer, they actually were local to Georgia, the person who gave that training, and they just went through some basic commands, things that you can teach your dog. They also went through things like wait, which is hard for people to sometimes understand. How do I teach them not to like scoot out the door when I open the door? So they went through a very detailed way of teaching your dog to do that, and they were just showing with their dog that had been trained, but we're showing all the different steps. So then for puppies, they're potty training. That's something that with the holidays coming up, lots of people get puppies during the holidays, so I wouldn't be surprised if one coming up soon would be puppy training or puppy behaviors or something like that. So, do
you have any insight as to like what those things are?
I don't know what the next class is going to be. They haven't put out the schedule for 2022 yet, so we're done with 2021. But starting in January, they'll start again, and then you can find out on Facebook, you can find out on our website, the HollywoodFeed.com website. You can come in a store and ask what class is coming next. You can also sign up for email and text notifications. You can do that online or in a store, and that will keep you updated as to what classes are coming up and what the topics are going to be.
Okay. And in your expertise as working in this position for Hollywood Feed, do you have any potty training tips or behavior tips?
There are a number of different ways to do that. So you can do crate training, you can teach them with potty pads, you can teach them to ring a bell. We have these little bells you can hang on the door, and you can teach them to ring the bell when they need to go outside. So there's lots of different things, and sometimes it depends on the dog specifically what's going to be the best for them, or the pet parents, based on their schedule, based on how often they're home, how much the dog would need to stay in a crate. It will just all depend. So one of the things we try to do at Hollywood Feed is ask as many questions as we can when you come into the store, so we can learn about your specific situation. There isn't really an answer for every pet, and every pet parent gets the same answer. So that's one of other benefits about us being able to help you and give you kind of a one-on-one attention is that you'll be able to tell us exactly everything that's going on, and we can use some of the different options and ideas we have to help you find products that are going to work for you.
Cool. And then I know you guys also offer like health classes. Is that part of the Hollywood Feed University too, regarding to your pets?
Right.
Tell us about those health classes.
Some of those classes, it's along with the lines of the same thing. We might have a veterinarian talking about some of how to read the back of a bag of food, and in a somewhat scientific way, but a simple way where you can look at the back of a bag of food and you can understand what some of those numbers are and percentages and how much fat is in there and how much protein is in there and how that will make more sense to you. So that was one of the master classes too that we had. So that
what if someone comes in with like a specific question, like what if my dog is having an allergy or they're on a special diet, like
right. That's what we do all day long here. That's one of the best parts of the job, is someone coming in and saying, my dog's been eating this food and they're itching and I don't know what to do. And specifically, if there are problems with allergies, one of the things that's really neat about Hollywood Feed is, first of all, we can kind of help you. What is your dog eating now? Maybe we can say your dog's eating something that has chicken in it. Maybe we should try something else without chicken. Or my dog's been eating this brand of food and I think maybe we should switch to another brand and see if that helps. Maybe there's an ingredient in the first food that's not agreeing with them or that they're allergic to. Anything that anyone buys at Hollywood Feed, if your dog doesn't like it, it doesn't work, it doesn't clear up the allergies, you don't like it for some reason, it smells like too fishy, those types of things, you can return it.
Okay.
We'll replace it or refund it, whatever you want to do, no problem. So it helps you be able to pick something and try it and not worry about, I just bought a 15-pound bag of dog food that now I can't use.
Yeah.
So, and when you do bring it back, we donate it to a rescue group.
Okay.
So it doesn't go to waste.
And that's good. That can kind of put a user at ease, because then they're like, I'm not going to waste $30 on this bag of food, They can just come in, and that's something that you guys offer here. So that's cool.
Right.
And speaking of like offers, I know like it's the holiday season, Christmas time. What are you guys doing special in your stores?
Right now, one of the main things that we're doing special, we have two different things that we're doing for rescue groups to help the rescue groups out. The first one is Roundup for Rescue, which is a donation program just through our register. When you're paying for your purchase, you can round up to the next dollar, or you can give as much as you want. And we have a number of different rescues that you can choose from that are local to Atlanta area if you're in Atlanta, or anywhere where a Hollywood Feed is. Basically, there are different groups that we partner with, and they'll do events with us during the year, adoption events and things like that, and then we will do the donations for them. So we do that, and we do what's called an angel tree, or some people call it a giving tree. We have ornaments, pictures of dogs and cats that are in shelters or in rescue groups and have a wish list for the holidays. And so on the back of the ornament, you can pick out a toy. There might be some specific treats. Some of our dogs that we have right now have specific foods that they're asking for, bully sticks, chews, and anything. And so we will help you pick out one item, or you can buy all of the wishes for one pet, and then we will get those to the rescue for you, which is a fun thing. And we've been doing it here at this store, I know, at least the 3 years that I've worked at this location, and it's always a big hit. People come in just for it specifically, and it's so heartwarming to be able to give the dogs a good holiday and a good Christmas. So.
Yeah. And speaking of rescues, I know we have some friends in common. Jason Flatt from Friends of the Forlorn.
Right.
How did you guys become friends?
Just through rescue groups. I had always followed Friends of the Forlorn myself personally before I started working at Hollywood Feed. Long time ago. It's just one of my favorite rescue groups. And when I started working here, I knew that they weren't a Hollywood Feed partner, which is something where the rescues fill out an application and Hollywood Feed talks to them and checks them out, make sure that they're a quality group and they're doing everything right, what they're supposed to do, and then they approve them to be one of our partners. So I got in touch with them. I have some other friends in rescue who had some connections with them, and got wound up being able to talk to Jason and talk to some of the other people that volunteer, and got them to get their application in, and now they're partners, and they have some of the dogs around an angel tree from them, and we always try to do some events with them. They did a real big, really fun bake sale here a few months ago, and I think in September, so we're having a lot of fun working with them now.
Yeah, and we're glad that everybody's, coming home to welcome home doggies, so that's great.
Yes.
I want to go back a little bit and you talked about the Hollywood Feed University program and how, it's a really unique training process from your worker. They're not the average associates that just come on board and they're ready to sell stuff. Talk about their training process that they have to go to work here.
The first part of it is the 3-day Hollywood Feed University, where they are watching a video for probably 8 hours a day. It is where they can ask questions. They do little quizzes during it and things like that. And that's going over, I wouldn't say every product in the store, because that would probably be impossible, but the majority of the main products in the store, and things about nutrition, things about supplements, hip and joint supplements. How do those work? What is that all about? Flea and tick things, medications for flea and tick, and then things for, don't forget, you have to take care of your home, your yard, and those sort of things. So it's pretty detailed as far as the training goes for that. Then of course there's the in the store, on hand training, talking to the people that work in the store. They also, all of us do training classes aside from the master classes, and those are vendor classes where, let's say for example, a brand of food, they're a family-owned company and 2 sons are running the company now. Well, those 2 men that are running that company will be on the video that we're watching, and they'll be talking directly to us about the history of their company, the quality of their food, telling us more of the details about it, maybe where some of the ingredients are sourced from. So that's a big question. You might see on a label of food lamb and rice and other things, but where did the lamb come from? Is it good quality or not good quality? And so they will teach us things like that, and those are very detailed classes about a specific product or a specific company or line of products. And then we'll have things about our company too. If we're learning something new, it feels like we just started this yesterday, but we did start it in May of last year, so we've been doing it about 1.5 years now, same day delivery. That was something where we had a class where we learned, how are we going to do this? How we're all going to have our own little car that everyone that works in the store is going to drive, and we do our own deliveries, and we try to get it there in about an hour, and so how is that all going to work? So sometimes it's classes like that too.
Okay. And that's all very thorough, but I think that kind of speaks to the nature, like the holistic nature of being at Hollywood Feed, right? Right. And so the workers, it's almost like you don't have to go to a vet. I mean, you should, but you don't have to go to a vet. Like if you have a minor question, you can kind of come in here and be like, my dog's not eating this. Like,
you can come in and ask us anything you want to. If it's a medical question, we will tell you, you have to see your vet for that, because that isn't something that we definitely can't diagnose something or tell you, oh, my dog has a spot on their coat that's raw, and I'm not sure what it is. I can't tell you what it is exactly, but I might say, here's some anti-itch spray. You can try that and see if it works. I don't know where it's coming from, the spot on the dog's coat, I'm not sure. So check with your vet. Also, we always do want to say that to make sure that they are checking with their vet, but we might have a product that can help get you through until your appointment or something like that. So yeah, definitely.
And what would you recommend for people that have picky eaters?
So picky eaters, we have so many different things that you can add to the food. If you want to stick with kibble, we've got raw goat's milk, very tasty. Most dogs love it. If you've never tried it for your dog, it's worth a try. It's full of probiotics. It's like us eating yogurt to help our tummies settle, and they love the taste of it. So pouring a little bit of that over kibble, that helps. We've got stews and canned foods and stuff like that, and we have freeze-dried and air-dried raw, which are also make really good toppers too.
And I was gonna say, I know we've got some really crazy stuff that we probably wouldn't eat as humans. Like we've got some cow ears here,
Sure.
braided esophagus, but you know, I guess the dogs go crazy for that,
Yes,
right?
yes. They use every part of the animal. So if they're gonna make a beef dog food, then they're gonna use the cow, and then they're gonna take the ears and make some chews out of them, and you know, that's just how it's good because they're using all the different parts. And dogs do need to chew on things. That's a natural instinct, especially when babies are teething,
Don't tell me about
which
it.
is coming up,
All of
right? It's happening now or
all of my
pretty
socks are
soon.
missing.
So it's also good for cleaning their
Yeah.
teeth. So all these things that they can chew on, we make our own brand of a lot of our chews, and they're made in South America, which is the best quality of the type of materials that we have. They're the best quality. We have a company that makes the chews for us, and it's made in South America, all very good, well made, good quality. One of the things about Hollywood Feed is that they do a really good job at our company's corporate office, our buyers and our team of people working there, to make sure that things are safe, that things are made with good quality products that are sourced well, especially anything in the store, but our own products. Any detail that seems not right, I can look at a bag of cow ears, for example, and say I see something doesn't look right on them or something. I will send in a ticket, and they will go investigate, and they will ask for samples, and they will look through different batches and lots, and they'll figure it out, and we'll take it off the shelf. Even if it needs to be the entire stock that we have, we would do that if they don't feel that it's safe. So
Well, you definitely
another perk of Hollywood Feed.
You definitely have a lot of treats here, and I just want to tell you, I mean, he's really calm right now, but he's definitely a rascal at home. But when I do want to give him treats, what are the best treats to give him, or how are we supposed to reward them for their good behavior?
Sure. We have training treats, which are usually smaller pieces of treats so that you can give more of them. They're real low calorie. There are some that are really, really little for a very small puppy, all the way up to a little bit bigger size for a bigger dog. It depends on what motivates the dog. There are some treats are called, I guess you would say, like a high value treat. So it's not your normal maybe biscuit cookie that you would give them when they go out after dinner or before they go to bed, or just their average cookie. This is something like, maybe it's meaty, maybe they like beef. I know it's his favorite.
He's a beef eater.
Or maybe they like, we have salmon jerky, very popular. All of our jerky treats that the Hollywood Feed make are very popular and on sale right now. So, but those type of things that really motivate them, you can try a few different things and see what really gets them to where I really want to be good because I know I'm going to get a treat.
Yeah,
so.
We're trying to get to that point.
Right. Just keep testing little things, and like I said, with Hollywood Feed, promise that you can return things. If your dog doesn't like the treats, you can bring them back, which is very easy. Another thing that I know here at this location, at least, and I think most other ones, we have bags of treats open, a few different ones at different times. If you bring your dog in, we'll give them a few treats, and we'll try things out and see what they like.
Oh, awesome. And speaking of treats, I just want to say what a treat it has been for you to have us here at the Roswell Marketplace location.
I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for telling us about Hollywood Feed.
Thank you very much. We hope everyone comes in to see us. Bring your dogs and cats.
For more information on today's show, be sure to visit our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. I'm your host, Ariana Lasha. This is my co-host, Chico, and you're watching Welcome Home Doggy.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.